Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gotenks Week 85 update. For this count, 85 weeks. We're about a year, 7.5 months in. I'm at 5.16 million GP. Still rocking that mace fleet. I have Executor, and the event came back, and I got a few more shards. Still not close to 6. Punishing 1, coming up on 7, but we're getting there. I favorited my TIE Interceptor. I think I might want to try and pick up a few spare shards. At least the last 5 somewhere if I can manage it. I don't know if I'll get enough of these. You get 3... Well, no, I might. You get 300 per... No, I don't think I have enough. I think you get 300 tokens per legendary or like galactic legend. Yeah, but I have 2, so I might be able to get 4, but I won't be able to get the last one. So that's a bummer. I'll have to wait a little bit longer because TIE Interceptor would have slotted in so nicely to an existing fleet. But anyway, do I even have pilot armed at all? What? No. What do I have on her? Okay, I could at least activate and have it sitting there so I could access my first turn cooldown reduction or reinforcement, whatever. As far as account progress, last week the big thing was Bastille Fallen. I did get her into relics before lock, and she's been putting in some good work for me this week. Very handy to have, especially in my most recent match, which should have come out today, same day as this video. And look at this, the mods I was able to get on her. Plus 165 speed, lots of crit damage, some good health on there. And I showed this in the first match I used her with. This was a green mod, and I just decided to slice it up because it had 2 roles as a green mod, like a 5-dot green mod. And I got up to the 5 slices, and it's got great secondaries for her. Offense, potency, protection. I'd rather these 2 roll than the protection, but I'm not going to be calibrating for that. This one, it is a 5 roll. It's a weaker 5 roll because it was, it's pretty bad slice quality when you look at it. Let me see. We can actually see that visibly. So yeah, one really low, and another one pretty low. But I just happened to, and I wasn't trying to do this, happened to get a lot of protection and health secondaries on things, especially protection, which is great. I think I took this was already good. I took it from someone else. Same thing with this one, I think. Yeah, there's protection all over the place. 5 slices of defense. That's basically a primary. Look, this is a fully sliced up primary 20%, and this has 15%. So that's actually great for her. Great for a lot of characters anyway. Just a lot of survivability, health here. So I love her modding. I actually it's one of the things I sit back and just feel satisfied that she got all the best kind of stuff. No extra tenacity, barely any potency, no crit chance or anything. It's all focused on that survivability, it seems like. I did give her Zeta. And Malik has all his Zetas now. I was considering giving Wampa the 2nd Zeta, but I don't think I necessarily need that. Instead, I want to save pretty much everything now is going to be going into these 3. The Peridea Patrol Crew, and Captain Enoch, Night Trooper, and Death Trooper. All the missing gear pieces right now that you see are Chirotech. Oh gosh, that's so creepy. Yeah, just Chirotech. Night Trooper's the one that's on deck for it. I'm gonna give him or her. I don't really know. They're getting the next Chirotech to get to gear 12. And Zetas, I'm giving Enoch his Zeta first. I mean, this is crazy stuff. When it came out last year on my main account, for a while my main account has been at a point where it's if a new character comes out, I just slap the Zeta on. I don't do too much analyzing or critical thinking about it, but this is kind of crazy stuff for Zeta. Imperial Remnant allies have plus 15 speed, allies with decay, which they do get decay pretty easily, 50% crit avoidance and tenacity, 150% max health. Other non-droid Imperial Remnant allies, so that's everyone except Dark Trooper, are immune to healing immunity. Whenever Imperial Remnant ally gains a stack of decay, they taunt for 1 turn. Imperial Remnant tank allies taunt for 1 turn. So they taunt. I don't think I've noticed that the sides taunt. 150% max health, 50% crit avoidance. It's crazy. And then this is also a great Zeta. Minus 350% crit chance on the opponents. It's crazy. This is a team I think I'll probably be able to find some great uses for on offense that I never did on my main account, because by the time this came out and I actually unlocked them on my main account, you know, it's not been a super long time. It might have been at the beginning of 2025 or something that I actually finished these characters. 7 stars on my main account, got them into relics. By the time that happened, I didn't even use Enoch too much. I'd throw him on defense, not do too much else. He's got a weird look. He looks like he's a pharaoh, an Egyptian pharaoh that just put a half a stormtrooper helmet over his golden mask face. But yeah, we're gonna have to really look at the mods again. It looks like not all these are too bad, or some might be keepers. Defense primary, it's not great. So actually, gonna have to find some new good mods for this team. It's health. I want probably offense. Probably want crit damage on both these guys. I might go for some potency on Night Trooper. But yeah, these mods are not like what they're gonna have at all. I'll probably start modding them in earnest once I get to gear 12, when I can actually slice things up. As far as farming, I finished Mon Mothma to 7 stars, so she is no longer in my shard farming lineup. Oh, and Peridea, Dr. Peridea, he got his final shards from the login calendar. So I can't believe that these guys are already done, and I'm working on them. And it's one of those farming choices that I just feel like there's no wiggle room for disappointment. Like, it's just, I'm gonna be so satisfied with those 3, especially on this account. They're gonna have some great use in PvP. You know, tons of value from the assault battle, but also just PvP. They're gonna be on another level for me in 3v3. And then I'll add Morgan and Great Mothers, and it's gonna be quite a team. In Territory Award today, or yesterday, or is this morning? On my main account, we were outmatched. I haven't done a TW video in a little while at this point, but we got crushed. I didn't have time to record it. I would have liked to, but we were getting crushed, and I used Jabba against Great Mothers, and it's just, they dumpster fired him. They had the TW Omicrons, but it was just like, it's such a steamroll, and I'm like, these newer teams, some of these newer teams, like Great Mothers, I think to date, Great Mothers is the only character that they said was a Marquee Plus. They are incredible. Like, they just are just next level. And I'm going to be working on them for this account. And it's like, at a point, I have some Chirotech desensitization. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Desensitization. Desensitization. I don't know. Desensitization about Chirotechs, because most things I'm working on need Chirotech anyway. I feel like I'm in a good groove for it. I have the base with all these like non-Chirotech characters that are older, like 2019 and before. So any character, usually you farm a legendary, like I'm going for Balin, I might go for Bo-Katan or Gungan at some point, but this is like you just farm that awesome character straight up. So it's crazy. JML, I'm not really knowing when I'm gonna get to JML. I got half his requirements on paper, and a lot of them I just need a few more relics. But relics are kind of my struggle point right now. Like, I have to really scrap and scrounge to get enough relics on every Gear 13 to Relic 3. Like, every time I get a Gear 13, it's like, oh, I want them at least Relic 3. How do I do that? I'm just very low on the Carbonites and Bronziums. I think I talked about this a little last week. That's why I want to go for Relic 8 and 9 on Leia, because I have a ton of signal data at this point. A ton! 500. 537. 3045. And I'm not complaining, but this is the exact opposite problem that my main account has. When relics came in, the account had a lot of, my main account had a lot of mileage on it already, and, you know, I had a means to acquire tons of these extra pieces all the time, and I had a bit of a stockpile on Carbonites and Bronziums that I never completely ran out of. But on this account, it's like the opposite. I have all the signal data, you know, with accelerated characters especially, that hasn't been a thing the full time. So for a couple years at least on my main account after Relics came out, characters weren't accelerated, so it was just a struggle whenever there was a Cantina farm. Well, even now, because I only farm new characters, so it's like single shard farms, where on this account, it's like if I need a character on Cantina, they're accelerated for the most part. I knock it out and then go back to signal data, so I have tons of signal data. But the best I can do is keep hitting Lightside 7B for Chirotech and the Chromium, or the scrap material, the data pad, because it's like the best one. Carbonites, there's no real shortcuts. It's just, I might even buy that pack when it comes around. Those 500 crystal packs. I never do that on my main account, but on this account it might be worth it, because I think you get it equal or better value for crystals than just farming them on like the low light side levels. I don't know. Yeah, farming, feeling great, and love that I am at the point to work on these three. My goal is Relic 7 for them, just like Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon. And unlike Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, it's a full package. We got a leader in there, so 3v3 is a complete team, 5v5. I could probably undersize, honestly, for a little bit. And not full undersize. I have TIE Fighter Pilot, and I have Scout Trooper, so I can run a full team. As long as I'm not running Iden. I don't think in 5v5 I run Iden ever. I like at least at most do Piet Troopers with Scout, but you know, Scout will probably fit better here. So yeah, I feel pretty set. Like Scout Trooper is absolutely a great choice there. And then after that, it's like, I don't know. Maybe Death Trooper is better, maybe Stormtrooper is better, but it should be a fully solid lineup for 5v5 and 3v3. So that's most of the account updates. I do have my climbs to do, so I'm going to do some of these. I think I've skipped a few weeks of showing battles, and I'll just talk through maybe this. There's been one little trick I've added to my repertoire. Repertoire, I don't know. I'm not French. That might come up, so speed you up, that's the same. But if I get punishing one down to just barely any health, sometimes I will bring in a Houndstooth and not taunt. I'll just do a basic, because Houndstooth, when it's not taunting, it gains Terminator from your allies getting hit. And I can kind of get a little Terminator train like that from the Valor. I don't think this is going to happen here, because there's too much health there, unless it's big ol' hits. Yeah, so if it's like the red or close, I can bring in Houndstooth and get a kill with a basic. But this one's kind of a classic, coming down to not dodging. Okay, got that. Both stealth, which is good. I've becoming so familiar with this counter just because I do it so much. This is actually a nice point in my favor too, because if I have a good bit of protection down on Razor Crest, it increases the chance that Executor will use its heal on Razor Crest and not Houndstooth, which I want. I don't want it to heal Houndstooth, I want it to heal Razor Crest. And not critting there, I actually like that, because that was basically assured. Sometimes I get a crit with the basic, it's a huge hit, gets Houndstooth under full health, and then it gets targeted, heals all the way up, and it has Foresight, which is terrible. But okay, landed that. That's absolutely imperative. Boba Fett's going to trigger Anakin. Anakin got another turn, and I'll get ultimate, and then I'll use it all on Boba. I haven't made like specific videos on this counter because I don't know if my like exact speeds are like a prerequisite or not. Like it's such a narrow counter that I need the exact speeds that I just have settled into. Usually I go for the kill on Sandy Blood, but I don't know if I'd actually get that, so. Just took the sure thing on Slave 1. Let's heal up, get the kill. Beautiful, this is excellent territory. 4 ships alive after ult. That's not great though. Oh shoot. Really want to protect my Marauder. And it can get vulnerable when it doesn't have its extra life. Okay, good. Get over that tank. And I got the healing immunity there because... Come on! Because it makes it easier to kill the second life. Okay, I think we're doing good. It's going to heal this up. Let's flip this so we get some counters. Nice. I had no idea I'd be able to still climb to #1 fleet over a year and a half in with Mace Windu. I never imagined that when I started this account, but now I shout it from the rooftops that that is the way for new accounts to go. So, all right, my progress now on a few things. So the episode track, not pass. I've gotten all these episode quests. To finish the track as a free player when you're not a massive account, you absolutely have to do a few things. You absolutely have to get every single one of these chapter quests, because if you miss even one, you're missing out on the 2,000 for that one feat, but also the 8,000 here, so 10,000. So they're not too bad. So you want to get for all of them. The goal is to get 25% through during each chapter. I think I'm at that. So like 37.5 would be 3/4 of the way through. So I should be pretty safe. Character quests, I don't really get anything on this account. I do on my main account because I do engage with the marquees. But you absolutely need to do as much as you can on the galactic challenges. Sometimes you can do more than others. Like this one, the only 2 feats I was able to get at the max level was taunting 5 times and completing the battle. Droid team, I squeezed out a tier 7. So usually this is not a hard galactic challenge, but usually if they have some gear 12s, you can kind of squeeze it out. And this was my droid team. I can try it again. But I just put HK in the leader slot because he does have a leadership. But most of these are just supporting. Like, they're not droids for the sake of a droid team. They're rebel units. And then a bounty hunter. So Fennec is gear 12, so she's an easy target. Django also. And get a bunch of hits here. Thurgood and Chewie's the beast for this. Yep. Not too much to it, but I think if I go to a bunch of relics, or all gear 13 characters, it gets a lot harder. Especially with Django being one of them. So you always want to do as many as you can. This is one thing I missed. You even get the 2 marquee unit ones, because even though I'm not really engaging in the marquee much, you can do a 2-star or 3-star.
My goodness, your skills are pretty.
Yeah, see? And you get 900. So don't just look at it at the top and think, oh yeah, I can't do it. But yeah, 3-star Brutus. Got 900 there. And that's something. You need to make sure you're doing that. Conquest Progress. Went quite well. I was able to smash through the gold crate. And this past week, the second week, Conquest, I kind of was taking it easy. I got all feats except full Jedi Vanguard, because I don't have any coherent team for full Jedi Vanguard. Everything else, this is actually kind of a merciful setup. With 3 Darkside clones, not 4. So you can actually have 2 people get it done. Leia and R2 for me, or Jedi Luke and Padawan Obi-Wan could do that. Win with Omega Fugitive Surviving. And they have done feats before where they say win with this character, this character, this character, this character, and this character. I remembering specifically Ewoks, which has been a while for that, because most endgame accounts have like relic Ewoks now too, so that doesn't even work for them trying to squeeze people. But yeah, by the time I get to Sector 5, since I had so many global feats done, I didn't have to do too many of these feats. Or 66, there are ways to cheese it. I didn't feel like going through all that for it. Riposte. I barely have anything for this. I got like a gear 6 or 7 Dooku or something like that. Went with 3 pirates. I could do that for sure. But I just didn't see a huge reason to. This is kind of an underwhelming reward. So is this. That like I have so many of these, like because I farm for this piece, and then I just have an overflow of this. I would love to get an Omicron, but I didn't. I think I crunched the numbers. It wasn't gonna happen. So, Conquest, yeah, going well. I don't care too much about Moz for this account, but I did buy 2 shipments of Ray Darkside Vision, so that she needs 200 shards, which would just be 10 cycles of Proving Grounds, not 11. So I'll try to look for that opportunity where I can. Jocasta, I'm not really that interested in Jocasta. I'm not really interested in any of these. But Ezra is coming to Proving Grounds, and that'll be tomorrow. I'll probably just record attacking that with for the weekly update for next week. Not really make a dedicated video to it. Hoping Leia can just crush it like all the others. I mean, in normal Grand Arena TW, she beats that Ahsoka team pretty well. So, but yeah, that's most of the updates I have. Let's mix it up a little bit and try a squad arena battle. Oh, this shouldn't be too hard. He doesn't even have a dedicated Kron. Like, he doesn't have the Hoda Kron. Speed up. That's decent, but I can really get it done. I have tons of defense. Tons of the survivability on this one. Not too much else. My best Kron. I don't know if Wampa Kron would make sense here. The Rolo Kron doesn't do anything because we have GL. Dang. Good thing Leia's basic is basically a special, and I can cleanse everybody by hitting a support. That's why you never bring a support to a Leia fight. She can cleanse everything and heal herself, bring her back from herself back from the brink. Cal's really going to town. They got ultimate.
We're certainly lucky that you're on.
Bye, Hoda.
Dear, dear. My goodness.
Bye, Jedi Luke. Everyone in here.
My. My goodness. My. Dear, my.
Nice. Nothing to it. And I will do another fleet battle. Because I am going to be somewhat busy during my normal climb time. We're going to be taking the baby girl to a little aquarium near us, so that'll be fun. So I'm getting out my weekly update a little earlier on Sunday than I would have. Normally we'd already be done TW. We just absolutely demolished this guild, and like, I don't know what it is about this guild I'm in. We don't sandbag at all. Like, there's 47 is low for us. A lot of times it's a full 50, which is like really hard to do if you have rules of like, okay, only show up if you only sign up if you're actually gonna play, but just demolish them. Like, I can't even like, I like got a few hits on the front wall and then just blinked and it was done. But I'm not complaining about that. I'll take that. I don't. So why would I? Like, that's another thing. Why would I do TW Omicrons? This, like, in this guild, if we're just gonna completely steamroll an opponent, why would I slap on a bunch of TW Omicrons when I can't even get into a fight? Anyway, let's do another fleet, and then I might wrap it up. So I normally am a little hesitant to climb above Mold Jacob, who's at rank 6, because he'll just hit me, but It is what it is. I have limited time. So we run the same thing again. Oh, so this I used to fall into what I determined eventually was a trap. I'd usually go for the big hits on punishing one early since its protection up was gone. But since I've decided it's just better to go my normal route, speed up Razor Crest so it's not attacking after Fives dies, and then go for all the same things. So you live and learn. Are you gonna dodge me? Are you gonna be a jerk? You a little jerk. Okay, you died. Good. Good. All the protection gone. Almost certain target for the heal. Give you some crit immunity, then we'll give Hank some crit immunity in a second. There we go. Ooh. Oh, whew. See, it went under health, which is nice as long as I don't heal it. But since Razor Crest had a little health. This is tricky though. Houndstooth hasn't gone. They're about to go, so I'm just gonna do a basic because they would just cleanse off that buff immunity anyway. And now they might just kill my Anakin. Almost. So we're barely gonna be able to get him to survive. Get the ult. Boba Fett actually helps me out a little bit there because he hits under protection. It's going to trigger Anakin's full turn. It's going to happen. There's a 100% turn meter. And otherwise I might get stuck and then Anakin dies before he can hit. I put the buff immunity on Houndstooth. And then Anakin taking that turn is the last straw that leads to getting the ultimate, because he gives a little bit of turn meter and then we get ultimate instead of letting everyone else go. So it's a finely woven tapestry that I stumbled into over the months and months of struggling through to #1 on this account. Let's get a double hit. Oh, thank you. I'll get extra hits. Valor's doing nothing for me now because we can look at our ship. Think I can kill. That's good. Okay. How they're gonna do a heal. If I can't kill one of them, I just try to do a hit on the healthiest one so that at least there is some lasting damage somewhere. Boom. Boom. Get out of here. It's so funny how like narrow these wins are. Like the plurality of the wins I get with this fleet are just like this. Marauder is the lone survivor, just taking on the whole fleet, and I don't even have a capital ship. I don't have anyone else. Everyone's gone. Just Marauder. Most valuable unit in the game for a new player. Absolutely. So yeah, now I'm at 4. I might I come back in a few minutes. I might be able to sneak to #1 and stay there because Mold Jaco seems to struggle against these fleets up here. And then the two Leviathans just sit there for like ever. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. This has been week 85 of the Gotenks account, 5.16 million. I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.